see it.
Well, because it takes, everything's delayed on whatever.
Yeah,
We got to do our stuff over here, so it's going to be a minute.
It always shows the video even when you...
Let's see right there.
Well, why is it showing there?
I don't know. Good evening, everybody. We're the News 19 Nerds. I'm Michael.
I'm Leroy. It's not showing up in our video section.
I don't know what to tell you, man, but there it is. Yeah, we are live.
Is it?
Yes.
But it's not showing the chat.
Give it a moment. Stuff's going to pop up. Yeah, we're live.
All right. I don't feel like it's live unless I don't see it.
Unless you do see it.
That's what it said.
Okay, great. So this is going to be a little mystery. Well, I kind of know one topic, not to see it, but yeah, for the description, I definitely said Mike was just going to respond to Leroy because I know what you were picking just based on what we had to go through today to.
Oh yeah, I already got
this work.
So the first, we're going to talk about three things. One, we're going to talk about Reggie Fils-Aime going to GameStop, what that means. We're going to talk about a little bit about Corona, but kind of we're going to stay away from all the other stuff, but we're going to talk about why these movies will not be released on streaming platforms. Because
my heart. Oh, my heart. Fast 9.
There's a reason why.
Fast 9. That's the only one I care about.
And I got a surprise question for you because I think you're a big video game person, and I want your answer, and we'll get the chat's answer.
So you saving that one for now?
I'm gonna give it until once we get these two done, and then I'll be like, okay, so, and it's gonna be on the spot.
Okay.
It's not, and I don't want the typical answer of, oh, this one. I want, like, think about it.
Well, shouldn't you tell me what it is now then?
Nope.
That doesn't make sense.
No, because you have a deeper reservoir of games.
Okay, but how am I thinking about it if you give
Think of video games. Think of some of your favorite video games.
Okay.
And then
we'll go from there.
Yep, we'll go from there.
Great. Y'all can't wait for whatever this is going to be. Leroy got some plans.
You'll like it.
Okay. This might be a new segment. Or it might be the only time we do this segment.
Oh, yeah, this is a good... Oh, you know what? Yeah, I like this. And then you can do one next week. You can do one for me, and I'll be like, oh, wow, I never...
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
See what
So
happens.
where are we starting?
Start here. With
Okay.
your boy.
The Reginator, Reggie Fils-Aime, has joined the...
Why do y'all call him that?
It's fun.
I've never heard that term until Wednesday.
Yeah, people call him Reginator.
Okay.
Nintendo fans call him Reginator. Just because
That's not me.
He's like, if you see him in person, he's a tall, hulking
dude.
I know
he's a tall...
they just like, oh, Terminator, Reginator, they're just playing on words. Whatever.
Okay. Because I've seen him on things, and I'm like...
Yeah.
How... It's like forced perspective sometimes, and I'm like, wait a minute, how big are you?
So Reggie Fils-Aime, who was in the management role at Pizza Hut before he came to Nintendo, worked at Nintendo for years. For Nintendo of America, was a president, helped launch the Wii U, the Wii.
Wii U is expensive now.
I mean, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's
but
like a collector's item.
Yeah. He helped launch a bunch of systems in Nintendo, or in America during the time. He has now joined the board. He will actually go to work on the board in April sometime. 2 other people joined the board. I don't know their names, but they have experience with Walmart and PetSmart and other places like that. The idea...
It's in there. That's why I printed it out for you.
the other 2 people?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Great.
I got you, man.
Yeah. So, where you want to begin with that? Is it a good deal or is it a bad deal?
My questions are, why is he doing it? Is it a good deal for GameStop? Some people had said that he's basically helping GameStop to be softened up for the inevitable.
Explain that to me. What do you mean softened
Toys
up?
R Us.
Oh, for somebody to buy them?
I mean, I guess so. There's been a lot of chatter. A lot of people think it's going to go the way of Toys R Us, and what happened to Toys R Us is different. It was mismanaged from inside. Some people.
You read the reports. GameStop was also mismanaged from the inside. But
true. But
yeah.
Is this Nintendo's way of basically? Is this Nintendo's in of maybe having a direct storefront?
Well, so there's already a Nintendo store in New York.
True, but
a dedicated Nintendo store.
True.
They've had that for years, and like
that's New York,
right? But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like they're trying to branch out and have little Nintendo franchises. Personally, I don't think they are. Okay. I just don't feel like they operate that. I think this is a good move because Reggie is a proven winner with Nintendo in terms of when he came in, before Reggie came in and before Sony, it was only Nintendo, right? For the most part, in terms of like being dominant. Before Sony, before.
Do not disrespect Sega,
buddy.
Do not disrespect Sega. I'm not gonna say that Nintendo was not.
Okay, Sega was a player.
I'm not.
But Nintendo was dominant.
So Nintendo was dominant.
Yes.
Just like Apple was dominant. When it was by itself, and then Samsung came along and Apple. So look at.
But what I'm saying is, before Sony, Nintendo was number one. We can agree with that. I'll say it for you because I know you don't want to. The facts are there. Nintendo was number one.
I mean, they were a strong contender to be number one.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I'll take what I can get. Sony came in, disrupted everything. Microsoft came in, helped disrupt everything. They kind of lost their footing. Reggie helped kind of steer the boat, at least from Nintendo of America side, because we always talk about Nintendo of America, but you also have Nintendo of Japan. Nintendo of Japan runs everything. Yeah. And Nintendo of America just kind of says, well, this is what you're getting in America. Here's what's coming to our shores. Reggie kind of helped to direct some of that chatter so the Japanese executives knew you can't just focus on Japan anymore in terms of your worldwide sales. There was a time when people kind of, I feel like Nintendo Japan lost sight of that, and they were just focused on these sequels and whatnot. And Nintendo is still focused on sequels, but I feel like more IPs and stuff have been developed with Reggie at the helm of Nintendo of America.
So they're not about making money?
Well, the thing is, they were still making money. Yeah. Now they're just making more money.
I guess what I'm saying is, why would you lose focus on an entire 2 continents in North and South America by just and
I think it's a thing of if you're not there, right? It's hard to kind of focus on what that stuff is.
True, but I guess the thing that I've always noticed about Nintendo is one thing is that they're very protective of their IP. They make a good product, and that's all they do. They very rarely innovate like other people do. And they don't let other people play with their toys.
Right.
So
in the past year and a half to 2 years, they've kind of softened on that.
With Wabbits.
Yes, that game is great. You laugh at it, but it is a technically well-made game.
I just like saying Wabbits.
Wabbits, yeah. But I mean, the more people are doing stuff. They have a new Mario movie coming out with the Minions people.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that's going.
I'm curious about that myself. Yeah. But Reggie, I think joining GameStop kind of shows that, hey, let's get somebody who was on the forefront of gaming in terms of broadening it to a wider audience. Because GameStop is struggling. They're putting on a good face about, we're going to be good with PS5 and Xbox Series X or whatever the Xbox line of consoles are.
I mean, it's going to help them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to help enough. Like, and if for the people who know us and have watched us before, I worked at GameStop for 3.5 years at store management level. So, like, this story means something to me just because I don't want to see GameStop go away.
I've always said that as much as crap we give GameStop and the way they've mismanaged that company, GameStop is a necessary player in the gaming industry in the world because you do not get that one-to-one interaction with just hitting add to cart on Amazon, on Target, on Walmart.
You've equated it to like how people go to comic book stores, having that interaction with people, having that camaraderie because you find like-minded people. And in the best case scenario, even if you don't agree on a game, you guys can hear different viewpoints about it. Yeah. So that's cool.
And I guess part of the problem is that I understand digital is the future. I'm not knocking digital, but there's something to...
Don't fall out the chair, sir. It ain't that big a deal.
It is.
It's not. It is. Is he gonna make it, y'all? I don't know. There we go.
Okay. There's something to holding this. There's something to having this and owning. Oh, what the? That's just a bonus disc. Where's the other one?
It's actually in the system.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this ain't even mine.
No, it's not. Woo! Live on YouTube.
I thought I was like, oh, what the? Ooh, y'all about to see a cursing storm up in here. But no, there's something to this. There's a documentary coming out I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's on the IGN just discovered. I don't want to say discovered the trailer.
The trailer, yeah. Because I was thinking about if we should do a reaction.
The trailer came out, and I was like, I've already seen this trailer.
Yeah.
Why are you just now putting it out there?
Yeah.
But it's about people who own game stores, who talk about like owning the collection of games, and I'm not gonna say what Stan Lee said, but about like why digital and comics. But there's something about owning this stuff and being able to display it that you're not going to get from a digital collection.
Want to say hey to everybody in the chat. We didn't really say hey at the beginning, but see you guys are kind of commenting.
Yeah.
With stuff. Let's see. D. Steves, Amex, Edward Sanchez, John G, David Cooper, Daraine Holmes, Brian Barrett, Von Miller. Who else we got in here?
Edward Sanchez Productions.
I think I saw, yeah.
John J.
Jalen Maru, Ty Williams, IMAX.
Yep.
Hello to everybody. Somebody was asking, since we're talking about games, thoughts on NFL 2K coming back.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah, what's the game? Like they said, they're coming back in some form. It's not going to be.
Could it be a mobile gaming?
Yeah, and they said it's not going to compete with Madden.
And I think it should compete with Madden.
So that means, to me, that means it's not going to be like a football game, like a football game like you know.
To me, letting Madden and Electronic Arts covet that license cuts so many other innovations you could have out of the deal. D. Steezel, I know you hadn't been in 15 years. I still go every now and then for certain things. GameStop had I don't know if it was a deal with Funko, where they had like these special Funko Pops and a T-shirt. I went and bought my wife the Wonder Woman one, and then I bought the Dark Phoenix. I should probably stop with Funko Pops, but I'm not. I got about 40.
Jeez.
No, I don't have 40. I'm sorry. You
got 60.
I might got 30.
Okay.
I know I got at least 20. I might have 30. My wife may come in here and threaten me about buying another one, which I have my eyes set on. But they have some exclusives that you won't get anywhere else. They tried selling comic books. That didn't work out. They do have a lot of tchotchke stuff.
They're so cluttered now.
They are.
Just
and
stuff everywhere.
Maybe Reggie can help with that. But I've always said the one thing that I love about GameStop is that if you are a parent or a grandparent, a guardian, or somebody who has a child or buying something for a child, or you want to get into gaming, GameStop is one of the few places. I knew it. Told you.
Oh.
GameStop was one of the few places that you could go if you don't have Stop the Pop Madness. I wish I could. It's bad.
I need y'all to have this conversation in person and not through a 15-second delay.
It's not. I just bought a Tupac Funko Pop not too long ago. It's a problem. But I back to like we mentioned this person before because we know her personally. She works with us. She does the morning show. Andrea Mock is our morning show anchor. She has I
have no idea how old Brady is.
Let's say 10. Let's say he's 10.
Okay.
So let's say she has a 10-year-old. She doesn't know much about gaming. She could walk into the store and there's whoever works in that electronics section at Best Buy or Target is not going to have that, oh, I played this one, or maybe your kid should play this, or explaining what the ratings, the ESRB rating on there. And I think GameStop needs to get back to that one-on-one.
Yeah.
One of the things that I if you don't have a local used video game store, I think one of the problems that you run into is, let's say you're a kid, and this actually happened to me when I worked at the comic book game store that I
when you managed it.
I'll let that go. So a kid came in, and she with his mom, and he wanted to buy Mass Effect 2. He might have been 12 to 13. And I was like, nope. And he was like looking at me like, mother, I think I should. And I was like, so, and I had to basically explain what the rating system was. Because if left to him, he would have bought this game.
For sure.
And he would have, and then let's say his mom would have came in, and you could have sex with characters in the game.
Yeah.
And then she would have been one of those people who would have seen that you could have sex in this game. He would have, why? And then she would have been the person who would have been like online typing furiously on whatever social media app it was. Why do we have this in gaming? And not understand. She had no idea. So I explained, and then she looked at him like, oh, I get what you were trying to do, kid, but your parent does not want you to have this.
Right.
You're not going to get that in a Walmart. I'm sorry, you're just not. And I think that's what GameStop needs to get to. And I wonder, can Reggie do that with having people? Because let's be honest, GameStop has mismanaged their footprint in gaming for years. Some would say decades.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I like the idea that Reggie knows gaming, because the people, and I can't say for sure, but I feel like my district manager, I don't know if he played when I was a store manager. I don't know if my district manager really played games, and I'm not saying that you have to work at a GameStop.
I think you do.
I don't like. You can have certain people that don't play games that can still help your business.
True, but I think if you're going to be a regional manager of a gaming, that's like you wouldn't have somebody who is who I don't want to say hates, but you wouldn't have somebody in charge of football who knows nothing of the sport.
I don't think he didn't know anything about games. I just don't know if he played them as much as like your sales associates would. But yeah, either way, I like the idea that somebody on your board has knowledge of games, and Reggie has talked about the games he's played in the past. And when people interview him, he does come off as somebody who actually does play games.
He's knowledgeable.
Yeah, and not somebody who's just like, yeah, I play games. He seems like he knows what he's talking about, and I like that idea because you have one of us on the board to be like, these are the kind of things you should focus on. This is how you get your audience back. This is how we talked about brand here, months ago. But whatever it is, it's still important. A company's brand is important. So I feel like he can help them reestablish that brand. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think, I know the chat is really talking about football games, and I definitely agree with you guys. We can bring it in. This is where I think Reggie Fils-Aime possibly could help in this. Forgive me because I'm trying to fix how I'm going to say this. Everybody in here is talking about the fact that EA is monopolizing. There's no competition. D. Stiesel brought up no competition equals the exact same thing. I think Reggie Fils-Aime in this role, not just helping the store, but maybe pushing and maybe he could be the spokesperson to say, hey, we would like to see more of this in gaming. And he could call out, say, in Electronic Arts and say, hey, they're a great company. They make great games. We worked with them in the past. But it would be nice to see if the NFL had a license with someone else, because that would show that's where I'm hoping he can do what he can do. And it's funny that you mentioned him with EA, because EA has notoriously been skimpy on support for the Switch. People are, like a prime example, people are upset that the latest Sims game isn't on the Switch. Didn't know that. Yeah, and the EA's response was kind of like, well, we're kind of waiting and seeing. And it seems like what behind the scenes happening was they didn't believe in the Switch when it first coming out. And so they never bothered to make one. They didn't get on board in the beginning, so now they're trying to play catch up by bringing more EA games to the Switch, and we'll see. We'll see that, and I guess that's where I say. So right now they're talking about 2K needs to fix 2K needs to worry about fixing baseball. You got NBA 2K. You've got they're talking about bring back Tecmo Bowl. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sports games are crap because if only one person is in charge of making it, you only get the same thing every time. And I hope Reggie Fils-Aime can be like, look, I worked in gaming. I worked with these vendors. I've worked with these IPs and bringing them over. Now I'm working on it on the sell side. If you want more people to come into stores and you want gaming to last, then gaming is going to have to change a little bit on what we can on what you give us or what we can sell. Right. And maybe that gaming experience is something he can help improve upon because he was in charge of it. So on the sales side, so I don't know Reggie's
like his bona fides. Mm-hmm. I know GameStop is necessary.
You like Pizza Hut? He worked at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, but he worked at Pizza Hut when they were going down, or when they
I helped to bring them up.
Okay, yeah. So that's how I feel about that. Do y'all think that with all the movies and sporting events postponed and canceled, the games are supposed to be released this year, have been delayed and canceled? Damien Strada, no. I don't think they will be, because I think most of those, they want them to come out because that's going to be, they're going to make so much money. Gaming is, I think, in my humble opinion, and this goes to our next topic. So good segue. Home entertainment systems, Netflix, all your streaming apps, video games, all of that stuff, I think, is going to go through the roof gangbusters.
You can't go outside and do anything.
You can't go outside and do anything. You got self-quarantine.
Yeah.
Me and Michael are trying to come up with like new videos that we can do, just stuff for people who are self-quarantined or like who have to work remotely from home, so we can have more content for people, so that they don't have to just watch the corona. Every time they turn around, it's coronavirus. Mm-hmm. But the coronavirus is affecting our business to the point where right now we've been talking about what video game or what movies have been delayed. You talked about Fast 9. I did not see that coming. I knew Mulan was.
And Fast 9 got delayed a year. It's like, to me, that sounds like maybe the movie wasn't done.
No, I
don't
think,
why you take a year?
Let me tell you why. And I think reason why is because if you look at it, look at what has moved and look at what hasn't moved.
I mean, the only thing I can remember that hasn't moved now is Black Widow.
But well, I guess what I'm saying is, where would they move it to? There's no telling of when this virus, when we'll have some type of normalcy. Mm-hmm. So where do you move it to? James Bond moved to November, which traditionally has been. But then look at the movies. We talked about it last week. Look at what's in the slate for November. Dune, Clifford, The Eternals, Godzilla vs. Kong, Raya and the Last Dragon. So you can't move it there. Do you move it in December?
Yeah, I mean,
so moving it a whole year.
Then you can still get that whole summer push for next year. Yeah.
Because let's say you move it to 3 months, and this is worse than it is. Mm-hmm. So where do you go? And I don't know if The Verge. I don't know the exact writer, because I know you're going to ask me. I don't know, but they have a story up about how AMC and Regal are now saying they're going to help with social distancing by limiting the amount of people who can go to movies.
Oh.
So they're going to have a cap on this. The theater's this big. Mm-hmm. The theater will be capacity will be reduced by 50%.
Interesting.
So there's no way in the world you're going to be able to move it if you already have stuff on the books. So moving it next year is probably a good thing. And also, we talked about this. One, thank you for telling me I was right, because I didn't see it. I told y'all New Mutants was not coming out in theaters. Now, I think New Mutants is going to end up on Hulu. Mm-hmm. I honestly do. Mm-hmm. But here's why these movies that are delayed probably won't end up on streaming services. Guess how much money Disney made last year?
Like more than $10 billion, right?
They made about $13 billion on movies.
Yeah.
Movies, guys. That ain't going on streaming.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people are like, well, maybe they would put it on Disney Plus and make it a little bit more expensive. Disney was counting on that Chinese market. Mm-hmm. Disney was counting on that worldwide box office. They're not moving it to Disney Plus yet. Yeah. They still make too much money.
Oh, for sure.
So here's this is from The Verge. This is from Julia Alexander.
Oh wow! You know what I just thought of?
What?
I wonder, because we know they already had the press screening for Mulan. So I wonder, are they just going to keep those reviews on embargo until?
Probably.
Wow.
Hell, they still got embargo. If you go, Joe Starr on Twitter was one of the original people who did a press junket with the cast of New Mutants. Mm-hmm. That's almost 3 years old. They still have the embargo on that. Mm. There's a video of Joe Starr with the young Maisie Williams and Anna Taylor-Joy. Mm-hmm. And I want to see it so bad because I want to see the difference of how young they look then versus now. So you can keep that embargo. So I want to get exactly, here it is. Disney co-chairman Alan Horn was asked in a recent roundtable hosted by The Hollywood Reporter about this exact scenario. Would Disney consider letting customers pay a little extra to have a movie playing in theaters released simultaneously on Disney Plus or Hulu? Here's his response. I think what the consumers say is that they would like to have every film on every medium right away because it's easy for them, Horn said. But we find that with all the event films we're making, we remain committed to the theatrical window. That window has proven very important to us. Speaking on behalf of a company that accounted for 40% of the total domestic box office. Disney accounted for 40%. They're not giving that money up.
And this article is Julie Alexander. I don't like reading people's stuff and not giving credit.
I said that.
You didn't say her name. You said you didn't know the person's name.
No, for the other article, I said this one is from Julie Alexander.
Oh, all right. Well, now she got credit twice.
Okay, so listen to this. Last year, it generated a record-breaking $13 billion worldwide. That makes sense. The James Bond franchise was estimated to be worth around $20 billion in 2015. A Quiet Place grossed $340 million worldwide, which is an impressive feat for a horror film without a pre-existing IP. Even Peter Rabbit saw $350 million at the global box office. And just like Disney, none of those studios are willing to throw away that kind of money, even if it means losing out on marketing costs. So, as much as we would like to see these movies, and I love going to the theater. I saw Bloodshot. Did you see it? Okay. I'm still going to go.
It was a great experience because there was very few people in the theater.
Yeah, there was. I was like one of 12 people in there.
Oh, that reminds me. Side note about Bloodshot, because we were talking about things you can do to kind of take your mind off the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But like it would hit me in the face watching that movie because I saw 3 different trailers that had wrong dates on them because they all got pushed back. I saw a trailer for Fast and Furious 9. I saw a trailer for New Mutants, and I saw a trailer for Quiet Place 2. And I also saw the trailer for Tom Hanks' movie, and he got coronavirus.
Yeah. So I
was like, man, I'm just being inundated.
So I got in late. I didn't see any trailers except for Greyhound, and that was the trailer right before the movie started. These movies are going to come out. They may be delayed. They're not going to be canceled. You're going to see these. They make too much money for movie theaters. They make too much money for Disney, Universal, Paramount, whoever. So they're going to come out. Now, the caveat to that is there are some movies, because film festivals have been canceled. So South by Southwest, you had the CinemaCon was canceled. Some of those maybe like who don't have the big A24 push, maybe some of them that are smaller. Some of the independent films you may see go to streaming. So some of those you may see. Hulu may get New Mutants. I firmly believe Hulu may get New Mutants. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things. I ain't been wrong about New Mutants though. There's just too much money to be made.
Yeah.
So it's just we as nerds and as fans, we're just gonna have to hold out. So I wanted to get to some of these comments. D. Stiesel brings up Shang-Chi's director has been taking a leave of absence. You're right.
He's self-quarantined, right?
He's self-quarantined.
Because he was in Australia.
Yep.
Where Tom Hanks and...
we've seen Disney has stopped production on quite a few things.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Somewhere they were shooting got stopped. I can't remember where it was.
Was it not Yugoslavia? It was some...
Was it Ukraine?
It might have been the Ukraine. Because Sebastian Stan did a love letter to the country. He's like, we're going to come back. So you have that. We saw a lot of productions on either films or television shows have stopped.
Right.
What that means is Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon, and a lot of other places are going to be. You're going to see a lot of those. Their subscriber numbers are going to go up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be staying home.
Yeah.
They can move The Quiet Place to Netflix or Tubi. They're not moving A Quiet Place 2 onto a streaming service. It would be nice if we could. It's just not going to happen. There's too much money to be made with a theatrical release. Now, maybe
Prague, Brian Barrett.
Was it Prague? Okay,
cool.
Thank you, Brian Barrett. It's just too much money to be made. The movies that have come out already, it was probably too hard to move them like a Bloodshot.
Well, and because I don't know if did you say that at Regal or AMC?
I saw it at a Regal.
Okay, and the only thing you saw was just the one trailer.
But I got there late.
Okay, well, the reason why I say that is because they played the one thing at Regal where they're talking about the promo if you get all four Sony movies, you can get them for digital, and they still had the old date of Bloodshot of February. So I mean, they already moved it once. So I mean, yeah. So
I'm still gonna go to the movies. I'm gonna try to see The Hunt this weekend, only because I love that type of movie. The whole idea of hunting people. It's the play on the most dangerous game. If you've read that book, if you've seen that or seen the book, I believe it was a book first. I'm blanking right now.
Like a book or a short story or something like that. Right?
Yeah, and so I love that story. Brian Barrett, we're going to talk about Bloodshot later on. Damon Estrada, I'm optimistic about the Batman. I really am.
Yeah, why not?
Because I'm one of those people who's like, shoot your shot. Mm-hmm. It looks weird and interesting. It may not be good, but I'll hate it if it's bad when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give it. Real talk, Marvel can shoot most of their. Thank you, wife. Short story.
There you go.
Real talk, Marvel can shoot most of their stuff at Tyler Perry Studios. Tyler Perry's about to get a lot of business. What he created down there, he's going to get a lot of business.
Yeah.
Hats off to him. So that wraps up this thing. The question I've been wanting to ask Michael. So last week we got an announcement that The Last of Us 2 is going to be a TV show. I want from Michael, what is the next property that should be a show? But don't give me, think to your long Rolodex. What is a great game that you played that would make an awesome TV show? And tell me who should get the license for it. Give me your spiel for that show. Chrono Trigger. Give me your spiel that would be a great show and who should produce it, who should make it.
I mean, Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time.
That's why I brought it up.
25th anniversary was March 11th, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, recently. I would be okay if they did a live action Chrono Trigger, and they almost did it like a Quantum Leap style, because the idea of Chrono Trigger is there are multiple endings.
Explain to the people who've never played Chrono Trigger. So
Chrono Trigger, 16-bit RPG for the Super Nintendo. It was made by Squaresoft at the time. Mm-hmm. It was made by the Dream Team, or Squaresoft had a dream team of people. Nobuo, I'm not going to say these people's names because I'll definitely mess them up, but it was the people that helped create some of the best Final Fantasy games. You had like the best composer, the best game creators from Squaresoft coming together to make this Dream Team game. The guy who created Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, he drew the art for it and the designs for the characters. You play this silent protagonist named Chrono, or you can name him whatever you want, and you kind of go through these different time periods. Stuff happens. I don't want to ruin it for people. People are naming stuff for you? I don't know what this face means.
I keep going because my mind just exploded. Brian Barrett, I'll get to you in a second. Holy cow, that was great. That was a great idea.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you go through like medieval times, you go to the future, you go to the past, and it's you, Chrono, and a bunch of other characters and random people come to stop this great evil great hellspawn from destroying the world. I think it would be cool if in like a Quantum Leap style, because the game had multiple endings. So like maybe you would do a different scenario every time, and you would be in a different time period for every different episode. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. That's me personally.
All right.
Yeah.
Who should get the license for that game to turn into a TV show?
Like, what do you mean? Like TV studio?
Yeah. What studio? Who would you trust? Unlimited budget. Who would you trust to make your show happen?
I don't know.
Really?
No.
See, I would have thought you might have said because it's your baby, your show. like I was expecting you to throw out like Apple with their limited amount of money, like that could be their.
Oh
like,
no, I mean,
who?
I don't know. I mean, give it to Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Because to me, it's not so much the studio behind it as the people who are creating it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because people can do stuff on shoestring budgets and still look incredible. So I don't need it to be. For one, I still ain't got Apple, so don't go to Apple.
Well,
I ain't gonna see you.
Well, the reason why I said it is because Apple needs a show.
Chrono Trigger ain't it?
Really?
No.
It couldn't be like the next Game of Thrones or Westworld. Like the storyline couldn't be that interesting. I bring it up because
I feel like Chrono Trigger is that. I think it's a very good. I think it's a well told story. I think it's great, but I don't know if it has intrigue like a Game of Thrones or an Expanse. Personally, I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like it's definitely a little more lighthearted than those. So I don't know if people would pay attention as well. As that kind of stuff.
That's the reason why I came up with that, guys, was last week. One of my all-time favorite games, one of my holy grails, The Last of Us, was announced as an HBO show. Mm-hmm. They've also said that the original, Neil Druckmann, one of the original game developers, writers and creative director, is going to be working with
the guy from Chernobyl.
It's Chazen, but I cannot remember what his first name is. So I was excited about that. We also were told this week that the original music from Last of Us will be in the show. We put up their casting for two of the main characters. Eventually, I'll get to three other characters that I want to see.
So who people say?
They picked pretty much Hugh Jackman and Daphne McKean.
Oh, so Logan again?
Yeah, they literally picked Logan.
Nice.
Now, I will say, they did really like the idea of the girl from Booksmart.
The one that's not Jonah Hill's sister.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Jonah Hill's sister?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Good job. Because you were definitely better than Jonah Hill.
Dang.
Friend of the show, Jonah Hill.
We be bashing so many people. I hope one day we become big and they be like, man, let's take a look. No, don't look at that. Don't worry about that old stuff.
If I ever meet Holly Berry, I swear to y'all, David Cooper, Damien Estrada go bring that mess up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll be like, Holly, don't listen to him at all. Don't talk to him.
Let me tell you right now, I know those two jerks.
Yeah,
gonna bring that back up.
Don't do it at all.
Like I said, I asked this because everybody has that game, and for me, I would love to see that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. There's a moment in Last of Us where I shed a tear. Like, I had to turn the game off, and I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed. Like, it got me. The one that got me just now was Brian Barrett, I think, brought up CNC.
Oh, yeah, Command and Conquer, man.
Son! Like, in my head, all I could think of was like a 24 type show or like Homeland. I was like, that's a great idea. Like, I'm so
how would you shoot that? Is it like it's not like somebody actually controlling units, right? Would you follow one particular unit?
I think how you pull that off is you follow one particular unit. Yes, it would be you, Damien. You know it would be you. You follow one particular unit, but then you show the machinations of other people involved who make decisions for this one unit. Kind of like you do in Command and Conquer. Like, you show the other side. You show the allies. You show your enemies, but you're focused on this one unit, and you have other people who are, I don't want to say handlers, but your JSOC, your different people who make decisions. Then you show politicians who fund this war. I think that's an awesome idea. And honestly, I never even thought about it. So, bravo.
Bob Miller asked, do y'all think Assassin's Creed would work as a show?
It would.
I think it's there's so much lore to Assassin's Creed.
It does not work as a movie.
I don't feel like it works as a movie. And maybe just based on what we saw, maybe somebody else could do it right. I don't know, but a show, you get more time to develop the stuff. And
it would make you love the Animus, because you know that because you like Ezio.
Oh yes, that's my boy.
I'm Altair.
Okay, you would like Altair. No heart. Altair has no heart. I mean, he did later when he came back when they did the
Revelations.
Yeah, see, but before I was like,
Revelations is my favorite. Revelations and Black Flag rival as my two favorite Assassin's Creed. I think the story of Desmond and outside of the Templar assassins fight, that story would be kind of almost, if you treat Assassin's Creed like you do Westworld, I think it could work. Whereas you have the game, like the preserve, and then you have outside the things that go on outside of the Animus. Yeah. I think if you do it like that, Assassin's Creed could work, and Assassin's Creed could be just as dangerous as Westworld as far as like story and characters dying and stuff like that. I think that would be awesome. D-Steezel, it would be nice to see a Mass Effect movie. Metal Gear Solid would be nice to see a show, but I think
who's the guy who did Kong, or not Kong, who did Godzilla?
Which one? The first one?
Like the one from 2014.
Garth, was it Garth Edwards?
I don't know. Like I don't have a thing that I can't look it up.
Yeah, I think it's Garth. What?
Gareth Edwards or whatever?
Gareth, it might be.
Because he supposedly he's attached to work on a Metal Gear movie. And he was upset. I don't know if you remember. He was upset when the trailer for Black Widow came out.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know
sure looks like the big boss. And I was like,
I didn't know
down.
if that was Garth who did that. I thought it was somebody else. Was it Garth who got mad?
It was whoever. Let's see.
Hold on, we're looking it up now, guys. If you see it before we do.
Well, of course they'll see it before we do.
All right. In development. Fallout. I'm gonna be honest with you. Fallout could be.
Not Godzilla. Skull Island. That's what I'm thinking of. Because once I see the name.
Yeah, because Garth is
Gareth.
Godzilla. Gareth is it Gareth? Okay.
Yes. Jordan Vaught Roberts.
Yes, him. I remember him. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He was very upset when that Black Widow trailer came out.
Yeah, Gareth is. Yeah, I remember now. Zaylan Maru, thank you. Gareth did Rogue One, the best of the new movies out of the recent the sequels, whatever you want to call it. Fallout to me.
Oh no.
What?
Von Miller. Connor's your favorite assassin? Is that real? I mean, okay. All right.
The funniest thing is that's your least favorite game.
Yeah.
Like, not just Assassin's Creed. That's your least favorite game.
Oh, no. That's not my
Really?
No.
I thought it was.
Nah, I don't think that's my least favorite game.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I played it. It's Assassin's Creed. I still had fun with it overall. But, let me know why Connor's your favorite, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I found Connor to be kind of boring, personally. Maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. Just let me know why you like Connor.
John Donuts, I believe Fallout could be your... Fallout, to me, could rival The Walking Dead. Only because there's so much you could do. And you could honestly... Like how people gravitated towards The Walking Dead because it's about zombies, but it's also about family and what happens at the end of the world. Fallout could be that show. Fallout could be that show, AMC. And I don't know why no one has snatched that license up. Because you literally could do the sets that you build. You can use the buildings of today. It's not like it's going to take a lot of money to do that. Show. I think Fallout is an excellent show. An excellent show idea, not movie, show idea. I think Prince of Persia was decent minus the white American European casting. Prince of Persia could have been great.
I think it looked cool, but I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't think he should be Prince of Persia. I think he's a great actor.
Either, but the woman who was
Gemma,
is it Gemma Ayrton or Gemma?
It's either Gemma or Gemma.
She is beautiful, and I love her.
I think she was cool.
Man, she needs a better agent. Byzantine. Go watch Byzantine. If you hadn't seen that, that's a great movie she's in. One of her best roles. She was forgettable in the Bond movie and the Rock and Roller. She was in that as well.
She was in that?
Yep, she was.
Wow.
Jeremy Piven, Luda, and her. They were the guys who managed Johnny Rotten.
Oh, okay. All right.
Splinter Cell literally is 24.
I mean, Splinter Cell is pretty close to 24.
I mean...
You just get you a grizzled old guy who's too old for this.
But this is the thing. I challenge you guys next week. Get some deep cuts. What's a show no one's paying attention to, or game that nobody's paying attention to, that could make... Or that could be like... For me, it's Dead Space.
Okay. I said, you remember the game Guerrilla War?
Yeah.
For Nintendo? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind that being like a something. But that kind of falls into the same thing of somebody earlier had mentioned Contra or whatever. Mm-hmm. I almost wonder, like Contra is so over the top, I wonder if it would be better as like a CG animated movie or something.
Oh yeah.
Or like, just so you can or somebody like do it like an anime style so you can be over the top with it and crazy.
Son, you know what you should do with Contra?
What?
Hire The Rock and Mark Wahlberg and make them Contra. And just go nuts.
Was that Pain and Gain?
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like the relationship they had in that, go nuts. Mm-hmm. Go like they're like two guys who are just like, huh, and they're fighting and they're in the bush. They're in the that word, and aliens show up and it's like, what the? It really is like, go nuts. Yeah, that's what I wanted from you. What would be this? I figured it was going to be Chrono Trigger, but I wanted this. What else?
Guerrilla War would be cool. Man, make a Uniracers game. Or not a game, make a Uniracers show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, go deep cut. Like challenge yourselves. Don't just go. I'm talking like that game, like Xenosaga. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, go deep.
Give me
Zone of Enders.
Give me a Henry Hatsworth game.
That's the game I was asking you about, and I couldn't remember.
Oh, okay. Give me Henry Hatsworth. Just an old English time adventurer with the little young boy lad to be a sidekick. Yeah, give me one of those as a.
You mean Rick and Morty?
Kinda. That could be their dynamic, maybe. Yeah.
Brian Barrett. That's the wonderful thing. Fallout. It can be anybody, and Fallout. You could literally do Fallout could be an anthology of just this time. Kind of like American Horror Story, where every time somebody, one, it could be this person wakes up out of the vault. Mm-hmm. Another one could be a person who grew up throughout the time. Another one could be a mutant. Mm-hmm. There's so many different storylines. You could literally have every season, and then this is the thing, they're all connected, and then somebody from that first season could come back and be a bit part of. Fallout literally is a gold mine waiting to be found by somebody, some panhandlers like, the Holy Grail. Like, it really is. Also, that Command and Brian Barrett. Magnifique, whatever, how you say it, I don't know. I barely speak English.
Did you mean Magnifique?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Ghost Recon, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me some deep cuts on, like, those games you're like, this would be amazing. Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to do cartoons. And I'm going to say cartoons, but which one should be a video game? And I'm talking AAA. My cut, Alan Wake, another good one. Mine is Robotech. Give me Robotech as a game on par with Mass Effect.
Did you play the game called Galaxy? Oh, it kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of Robotech in terms of like the writing and the pacing and how it's a roguelike on. It's on PS4. I don't know if it's on anything else, but I got it as part of PS Plus. Really, it's a fun game.
Brian Barrett, I just thought season 1. He's asking about excuse me. I just thought season 1 was just tighter. I felt like they had so many great characters in season 2. They just didn't do a good enough job. I think the most well-rounded characters were Poe and Quokkas Falconer. I think those were the two most well-rounded. But that's just me. I'm just trying to think of what else. Dragon's Lair with Tom Hanks and son Colin as Dirk.
Huh.
I'd watch that.
Interesting.
Ray Sean K, Mask is coming out. They're working on a Mask movie as we speak.
And Mask the Robot's not Mask the Jim Carrey thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brawlhalla? I don't know that one. You know?
I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with the game, but I've heard the name. Yeah.
But let me flip it on you. You know what would make a great TV show on likes of Battlestar Galactica? Robotech. I'm gonna just keep pitching Robotech.
I was like, you just want Robotech to come back. Great. You wrap this up.
All right, guys. Brian Barrett. Thank you. I want to shout out to Bon Miller, Damien Estrada, IMAX, Rayshawn K, Zaylon Maru. Hold on, I just saw John Donuts. Glad to see you in the chat. Joe Ellis, Damien Estrada, Joe Grid III. Anybody I'm missing? Ty Williams, D. Steezel, my wife, my beautiful wife, Katie. I'm probably going to get in trouble for buying another Funko Pop. About to walk right across the street right now.
As he tells people all the stuff, Bon, I appreciate you telling me about Connor. I might have to give that game another shot, Bon, just because something about it with Connor, I wasn't feeling him. I feel like Ezio kind of had some flaws on him in that he was kind of vain. I thought Ezio was.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought like he grew. Because Bon was saying he felt like they were perfect. But thank you for telling me why you like Connor a lot. Yeah. That's cool.
Trying to see if there's anybody else. I think I hit everybody's. David Cooper, what's up? Trying to see. I think I got everybody. I want to say thank you guys. We're gonna just a quick note. John G. I think that's everybody. We know we didn't do a lot about the coronavirus because honestly, we're kind of tired of talking about it. We have been dealing with it all week. I know you guys have probably been dealing with it. What we're going to try to do over the next couple of weeks is we're going to try to come up with some more videos and more stuff to put out there. We have we hadn't forgot about Picard. That's on me. I just now watched episode 7.
Mm-hmm. You seen 8? You haven't seen 8?
I haven't seen 8 yet. I finally saw 7, so I gotta watch 8. So that's on me. We're gonna try to do some people who are probably working from home or remoting. We're gonna try to come up with some videos and some content. I hate that word content, but we're gonna try to come up with some stuff so that things that you could watch. So if you're getting tired of all of the brouhaha over this, come watch this. We're gonna try to help you get through it. We're gonna try to get through it together. So I got a couple of ideas. Me and Michael are gonna work them out. Because he's got ideas too, and we're gonna do some surprise where I'm like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "Oh, wow!" And then he's gonna do the same thing to me. So we really appreciate you guys watching. We're gonna have a what?
I'm loving it, Katie's little hand.
We're gonna have a we're gonna try to have a Bloodshot. I was trying to remember what the movie we just saw. A Bloodshot.
That's not a great review already, y'all.
What?
Just saying. You couldn't remember the name of the movie.
Oh, that doesn't.
That doesn't bode well for the review.
Oh man.
We'll find out.
I'm sorry, Vin Diesel, friend of the show. So guys, we really appreciate you watching. You guys, hey, for real though. All jokes aside, be safe out there. Remember to wash your hands. Social distancing. Pay attention to news outlets that you trust. Come here for the jokes. Guys, we'll see you next week. Later. Peace.